Hello beautiful people of the internet, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah if you're new here, and I'm so excited that you've joined me today. It is beautiful. It is beautiful outside. Oh my gosh, it's finally spring. We're finally over the cold weather and my heart is just thriving. So when I'm filming this, this is Easter weekend and I just wanted to say something really quickly. There's so many beautiful things about spring, but I think the most beautiful thing about spring is the Easter season and what all that entails and what all that means. As a Christian, I believe that Jesus Christ came. He lived on this earth for 30 years and he came and he was crucified for me. He was mocked, he was spit on, he was slapped, all for me. All for me. And today is Good Friday when I'm filming this, and this is why this is like coming up, is because this is on my heart deep. Deep, deep, deep. Good Friday represents the day that he took my sins to the cross and he was nailed to the cross. The most perfect man, God's own son, and he endured so much agony, so much torture, so much pain, all on my account, on your account. And you may be thinking, Hannah, like, I don't want it. I don't want it. He's not for me. He didn't have to die. I didn't ask him to. And my friend, that's the best love of it all. It's because he knew that despite all that he went through, there would still be people that refused to want him, and that didn't want him, and that didn't want his message, and that didn't want to know him. Yet he still did it. He still did it. I didn't deserve that kind of love. But my friend, he didn't stay in the grave. And that's why we celebrate Easter. It's because we celebrate more than just a prophet, more than just an average man that came on earth and died. He's alive. So spring, to me, is a very special season. I'm thankful for what this season means and all that comes with it. And I'm thankful for the love that I did not deserve. So today's video, I'm going to be showing you some books that I want to get to in the springtime. Now given, I literally just posted my April TBR and April is in spring. So obviously I want to get to all those books in my April TBR, but I also want to get to some books that I just feel that give you that springy vibe for some reason, and maybe some series that I need to get to that just give me the springy feelings, and I wanted to include them on this list. So let's go ahead and dive in. Okay. The first book that I want to get to this spring is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. This has been on my radar for such a long time. I've heard nothing but good things about Lynn Painter, and I'm really intrigued, especially knowing that this is a YA, because I'm really picky when it comes to YA romance. I really like it when it's done well, but it has to be done well. So I have to read you the first of the synopsis because it is so darn cute. I think this is a childhood friends to lovers, and I'm so excited about that. Liz Buxbaum has always known that Wes Bennett was not boyfriend material. You would think that her next door neighbor would be a prime candidate for her romantic comedy fantasies. But Wes has only proved himself to be a pain in the butt ever since they were little. Wes is the kid who put a frog in her Barbie dream house, the monster who hid a lawn gnome severed's head in her little homemade neighborhood book exchange. Oh my gosh. I don't read a lot of childhood friends to lovers, but when I do, and when I find one that's done well, I'm hoping this is good. It's time. It's time. It's time. I have to continue in the Shatter Me series. My friends, springtime is the time that I will continue in this series. I promise. You don't need me to tell you about it again, okay? I'm obsessed with this series, have been obsessed with this series for quite some time, and I've been putting off continuing the series because I don't want it to end. But this is the next novella I need to get to. I need to get to Reveal Me, and then this is the next novel. You have my word, I will get to these this spring. The next books I want to pick up in the spring are also another part of a series, and I just recently picked up the first book in March, and this is such a cute, cozy mystery series. The first book was called Kernel of Truth, and it's basically about this woman that owns a gourmet popcorn shop. How much more spring can you get That is adorable. So the next books in the series are Assault and Buttery and Pop Goes the Murder by Christy Abbott. These are just adorable. Look how cute. Spring is also a time for toxic romances. Finding 13 by Chloe Walsh. This is book number 1 of the Boys of Tommen series. I believe this is a rugby college romance, and all I know is that these books are huge. And this is a very beloved series. I do think that it's compared to the Magnolia Park series quite a bit. I really want to get to that one. Spoiler for the next book. But I have a feeling that this is similar, so we shall see. Speaking of toxic romance, Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. This is one of the books that I want to get to in the spring simply because of everybody else's opinion. I really do think that I could have the potential to like this book series. Again, I just don't know how I'm going to handle the toxicity of the relationship. I am someone that really needs their relationship to be deep and connected and vulnerable too, but I just don't know how I'm going to deal with these. So again, we shall see. Here's one that you've seen on multiple of my TBRs. Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I have literally put this on like 3 of my TBRs, and here it is on another one. I need to read this book. Everybody says it's like a magical Hunger Games, and again, going back to my taste, I'm not a huge magical fantasy person, but I am a Hunger Games person. So this one really could go 50-50. I don't know, we're kind of walking the line with this spring TBR. I know a lot of my dear friends really love this book, and I just don't think that they would steer me wrong. So again, we shall see. The next book I am so eager to get to this spring. Honestly, I may pick it up like very soon. And that is Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I had no clue. Who was going to tell me that Jennifer Lynn Barnes had another series? I had to find out in the bookstore. I was like, excuse me, does that say Jennifer Lynn Barnes? This is the same author that wrote The Inheritance Games and the Natural series. And I've told you guys time and time again how much I adore the Natural series, and I really do like the Inheritance Game series as well. I just haven't gotten very far into that series yet, but this one, oh my gosh, this one sounds so good. 18-year-old auto mechanic Sawyer Taft is shocked when her estranged grandmother shows up at her apartment door and offers Sawyer a 6-figure contract to participate in a debutante season. The word was debutante. Sorry about my mispronunciation. Because immersing herself in her grandmother's society might mean solving the biggest mystery of her life, her father's identity. She signs on the dotted line and braces herself for a year of makeovers, big dresses, bigger egos, and a whole lot of bless your heart. Guys, oh my gosh, this sounds so good. And I believe that this one is also YA. Her other series are YA, so I'm going to go ahead and assume this one is. I am so excited. Next is a book that I'm kind of low-key anxious about, and that's The Villa by Rachel Hawkins. I read Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins and was so anticipating that one and absolutely hated it. I didn't like that book. And so ever since then, I've been really wary about Rachel Hawkins, even though The Heiress just came out that she just wrote. And I have heard really good things about that one. But I really want to get to this one first because the cover, it just looks so good. And how could it not be good on the inside, right? Like, it has to match. I'm really anticipating this one. I'm hoping that this one is good. All I know about this one is that it's about 2 friends that decide that they're going to go on this girls' trip. And they rent a villa. And I believe there's been a murder take place at this villa. And I don't know if they're trying to solve it or if they're trying to run away from it. I would probably be the latter. And the last series that I'm going to mention of my spring TBR is Finley Donovan Jumps the Gun by El Casamano. Oh my gosh. I need to visit Finley this spring. I have held off on this series for so long and I don't know why. This series is so funny. This series means so much to me. I adore Vero and I adore Finley. I think this series is hilarious, and honestly I feel like it's a good starting place for people who don't want to read thrillers and they're just kind of in that comfort zone of, yes, I want a murder to be in it, but I don't want all the gore and goo. Gore and goo? What's the goo? I think this is a great place to start. The first book follows Finley Donovan, and she is a mystery thriller writer, and one day she's talking with her agent about her newest novel, and a woman overhears her and thinks she's a hit woman, so she hires her to basically knock off her husband. And then chaos ensues from there because this book is so funny. It's funny chaos, to be honest. There's so much that goes down in the Finley Donovan series. It's hilarious. And her ex-husband can quite literally choke on a spoon. I do not like Steven at all, but he kind of adds something to the book for sure. Anyway, this is the next installment in the series that I need to get to, and hopefully me and Finley are going to have a great spring. Spring is only like, what, 1-2 months? I think I can do it. That's it, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for stopping by. I literally about dropped all those. Anyway, thanks so much for stopping by on my channel. If you made it this far into the video, please let me know down below one book that you want to get to this spring. And until next time, my friends, I will see you on my next video. Bye!